All right, today we're checking out the Revibikes Cheetah Plus, a retro cafe racer style fat tire e-bike. We got Sully here in the shed, 15 degrees here in Michigan. That's why we're inside the shed. Previously, we reviewed the Revibikes Cheetah Mini, which is basically the smaller version of this. The obvious thing that stands out with these bikes is the retro cafe racer style design. Something sleek and elegant about it. It really doesn't look like any other e-bike that's out there. So I think the frame is what really attracts people to this particular bike.
Yeah, I could agree. I really like how they use like the, I don't know if it's actual leather, but pleather, let's call it. Here on the tank is a really nice touch. I mean, it gives it like just a different feel from being metal, like 'cause everything else on every bike is metal.
I mean, it's a cruiser bike, right? With the swept back handlebars, just the positioning of the saddle. Yeah. It looks like something that you would ride in a very leisurely, chill manner.
Yeah, very comfortable to ride for sure. And then especially with the springs on the seat here, even adding just a little extra suspension.
So let's just walk through all the features. We'll start with the tires. These are 26 by 4-inch Kenda Crusades. I definitely had the Kenda Crusades on my Super 73 Z1 back in the day. So these are a good all-terrain tire, a bit of a dual sport tread. So we do have a front fork, but there's no suspension on it. Over here we have the retro style Cafe Racer headlight.
It's really what ties in the retro look for the bike.
Very bright, and there are two settings. So this is mode 1.
And that's mode 2. Yeah, I don't think there is a difference.
Yeah, so interesting. We have a 3-button switch, but looks like it's just on and off. Back here we have the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, 180 millimeter rotor, pretty standard. You have the light switch over here, and then the display controls. Also I guess a faux leather ergonomic grip. Here we have the right hand half twist throttle, Shimano 7-speed shifter, and a bell. And then this is the center mounted color LCD display. And what's interesting about this bike, and we talked about it with the Cheetah Mini, is that it has 3 different power levels. You have eco, normal, and power. And each of them has 5 levels of pedal assist. So you have basically 15 levels of variations for the power, which is a lot. And you could definitely find the sweet spot for how you like to ride. For us, we'll probably keep it on power mode, and the 5 levels of pedal assist is probably enough for us. Housed inside of the leather tank is the UL certified 48 volt, 17.5 amp hour battery. And as far as I can tell, it is non-removable, similar to the Mini, which is, you know, kind of like, I know there's a way to remove it, but it doesn't look like it's easily removable. So something to think about, especially if you're in kind of like cold winter conditions like here in Michigan. Leaving this thing in a garage or a shed that isn't heated will affect the battery life. So just think about that. Another thing that's different with this model, with the Cheetah Plus, is that you have this embossed logo right here, which is a really nice touch. And yeah, this feels really nice. I mean, just it's a it's a faux gas tank, but the leather really is what makes this bike stand out. This is a really nice aesthetic feature.
Yeah, and although it does look like it is pretty wide, it doesn't get in the way of you pedaling at all. Like your knees don't touch it or anything, which is nice. Which at first look, I mean, you might think, you know, that's a little close to where my legs are going to be when I'm pedaling. But nope, clears, and yeah, overall ride's really nice.
I mean, obviously there's a reason why it's non-removable. Maybe there's some sort of proprietary design for the battery for it to fit in this exact configuration, in this shape. So I think the compromise for the battery to not be removable is that it's more aesthetically pleasing. If you have a temperature controlled area where you're storing this thing, that's where it will probably make the most sense. Here we have the Velo saddle seat, really thick cushion over here, and then you have some springs, I think, on the bottom. So that's pretty much all you have for suspension. You do have the 26-inch fat tires, but as you can see, there's no rear or front suspension. So something to think about. Back here, we have the Shimano 7-speed derailleur. Got the Cheetah branded chain guard over here. And then for power, we have a 750 watt rated, 1200 watt peak hub motor. So the handlebars is what you're gonna have to adjust to find the right riding position, depending on your height. The stem can be angled a little bit closer. It's a swept back design, so the bars kind of go back like that. And you could adjust it up and down.
Yeah, very ergonomic, very comfortable feeling to ride for sure.
I mean, just the angle of it, right? You're just casually riding, you know, maybe in more of an upright position, sort of. Oh, yes.
Yeah, for a ride to work, a ride to the store, or whatever you need your e-bike for, I mean, you'll be comfortable and stylish.
And the total weight of this bike is 74 pounds. Not a lightweight.
That's not bad. Definitely can tell where the weight is.
If you lived in an apartment walk up.
Yeah, I would not want to carry this upstairs. That would be a no-go. If they have an elevator, that's fine.
All right, so now that we've gone over all the features of the Cheetah Plus, let's take it out for its first ride.
So the first thing you notice about the Cheetah Plus is its bold retro cafe racer aesthetic. Its leather embossed tank cover and swept-back handlebars definitely stand out. At 74 pounds, it's hefty, but feels solid, and its large frame is best suited for taller riders. Shorter riders might find the frame a bit awkward, so keep that in mind. The 26x4-inch Kenda all-terrain fat tires are good for both streets and light trails, but the lack of front and rear suspension could make rougher terrain a bit bumpy. The Cheetah Plus features a 750-watt rated 1200-watt peak hub motor and is powered by a UL certified 48-volt 17.5 amp-hour battery. It's got 3 power levels and 5 pedal assist modes, giving you some flexibility whether you're cruising the bike lanes or navigating around campus. The 28-mile-per-hour top speed is plenty for urban environments, and Revibikes claims up to 55 miles of range depending on power level, rider weight, and terrain. However, the leather tank cover, though stylish, hides a battery that isn't easily removable. This could be inconvenient for riders without dedicated storage. With its adjustable stem and swept-back handlebars, the Cheetah Plus offers a relaxed riding position. The Tektro hydraulic disc brakes provide reliable stopping power, and the 26-inch fat tires do a decent job of absorbing shocks on slightly uneven roads. However, the lack of front and rear suspension is very noticeable. The center-mounted color LCD display is bright and easy to read, showing all the key stats you need at a glance.
Okay, so today we're checking out the Revi Cheetah Plus. Stance on the bike, I can flat foot. My butt is touching the seat. Even flat-footed at 5'11". You know, very comfortable bike to sit on, the bars being swooped back, very comfy. So let's try this out first in eco mode, pedal assist 1. And this is just pedaling. So yeah, very smooth. If you're taking it through like a school campus or something, this is definitely the mode that you'd want to have it in. Very subtle, nothing fast, super simple, 7 mile an hour, that's all you need. So let's kick it up here into the next mode. Let's see if I can get it in there, normal mode. So now, should give me a little more power here. So yeah, it gave me an extra 1 mile an hour. Let's just bump it straight up to power mode. Still in pedal assist 1. And about 8.5, 9 mile an hour in the next one here. So let's kick it up to 3 now. Oh yeah, now we're cooking with bacon grease. Yeah, so this thing absolutely takes off in the low mechanical gear and the higher pedal assist. It absolutely takes off. And that's 18 miles an hour there. That looks about what 8 Power 3 is capped at. So let's just go right up to 5 now. So this is the highest power mode that it offers. So yeah, definitely a lot faster. Not enough room to really get it to top speed though. Okay, so brake test, let's try a brake test. Let's get some speed going from down here, come back and really test out these brakes. It is a little bumpy, so I will do my best to get as much speed as possible, but so now we're using the throttle here and pedaling to get up to speed. 20. So yeah, the brakes, they work. They don't go to your knuckles, which is good. Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger, heavier bike, so it doesn't stop super quick, but definitely stops quick enough. So yeah, overall, first impressions of the bike, smooth, surprisingly nimble for how big it is. You would think it would be harder to ride in tighter spaces than it is. It's actually a very, very tame bike. Brakes are good, pedal assist is smooth. I love how many different pedal assist modes that you get, so you can really fine tune it for your style of riding and where you ride it. Yeah, so now I'm gonna ride it around the campus and just really get a feel for what the Cheetah Plus is all about. We're gonna keep it in a low pedal assist mode, and we're gonna keep the mechanical gearing low as well. So let's go see what we can get ourselves into. Obviously very stylish, especially if you're into this type of style. And it's just a good all-around bike for commuting, for, you know, getting to class, or, you know, if it's snowing, you don't have to worry about the snow because you have the big fat tires. You know, off-road, no problem. Obviously, there's no suspension, so smoother the better, but it will handle it. But yeah, it's a longer bike. It's heavier, but riding it, it's not that bad. It's pretty tame. The pedal assist is like ultra smooth. But yeah, so I mean, if you're a college student walking around to and from class, I would much rather have this to get around than have to walk everywhere. But yeah, being a bigger bike, people definitely get out of your way, which is good. But yeah, I mean, you can ride no hands, you can turn pretty easy. It's a very well-balanced bike. Like I said, for these really tight, narrow walkways, the pedal assist options that you have gives you a very wide variety of speeds for different environments, depending on how crowded the environment is. And the best part, you literally make no noise. You're not bothering anyone. You're just on a bike, having a good time. And looking good while you do it. For anyone looking to just have a good commuter that can go through all weathered patterns, sand, I think would also be pretty good, as long as it's not very bumpy.
Okay, my first ride with the Cheetah Plus. This is definitely a big bike for me. Oh, I can't even touch the ground. All right, let's just hop on it because I have to stay balanced. Definitely, I'm in an upright position, and pretty comfortable, although I am going over some of these bumps in the road, and I'm feeling everything because there's no suspension, so yeah. Definitely ideal for like smooth pavement, for sure. I am on power mode at pedal assist level 2. That feels pretty good. Just nice leisurely ride here. We're gonna go through the diag here at U of M. So some students milling about, so we're gonna go pretty slow. And we'll just try to power our way through here. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a campus cruiser, this is probably a good option. It's a very interesting stance where I'm upright, but the bike is pretty large, and the swept-back handlebars are keeping my hands like pretty close to my body. That's okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit crowded here. We're going to go a little bit slower, try to maneuver out of the way. Try to get to the bike lane here. All right, let's pick up some speed. Still on power mode and pedal assist level 2. A little bit slower here, and then we'll make our way to the bike paths. Maybe we'll go off-road. Here we go. Woo! Very bumpy. Riding on the ice and snow. Definitely not the bike you want to be doing this with, especially with no fenders. Try not to slip off. But, you know, the fat tires are absorbing some of this shock and vibration.
So here's what we like. The unique Cafe Racer design stands out in a sea of generic e-bikes. It has decent power output for city commutes and moderate hills, and the leather tank cover adds a touch of retro flair. But here's some things to consider. The large frame might be uncomfortable for shorter riders. The non-removable battery is inconvenient for charging indoors, and the lack of front and rear suspension limits comfort on rough terrain. Overall, the Revibikes Cheetah Plus is more about style than anything else. Its retro looks and decent power make it a great option for taller riders looking for an urban commuter with personality. quality. However, its non-removable battery and lack of front and rear suspension might not appeal to everyone. If you're in the market for a bike that makes a statement and delivers dependable performance, the Cheetah Plus is worth a closer look. So what do you think of the Revibikes Cheetah Plus? Does its retro style and modern tech hit the right balance for you? Or do you want more? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.